Welcome back. We have seen Clash of Civilization thesis, and in this lecture, we are going to see concept of waves of democracy. Concept of waves of democracy was given by again Samuel P. Huntington in his book The Third Wave in 1991. Samuel P. Huntington in book The Third Wave. Right? What was what was the reason of writing this book? Right? When you see this date or this year 1991, you should have this thought, why 1991, right? This book was written in 1991. Why? Because in 1989, end of Cold War happened, right? In 1999, Berlin Wall fell, collapse of Soviet Union happened. So around this time, you see a lot of Eastern European communist countries becoming democratic. So the context of this book, the background of this book is collapse of communism in Eastern Europe, right? This is the background. What what the concept of waves of democracy is trying to convey is expansion of democracy in time and in space. This is this is the context, and this is the summary of this theory whereby Huntington tries to explain expansion of democracy in time and space, right? And in pursuit of explaining expansion of democracy in time and space, he starts with first wave of democracy. Wave of democracy. First wave of democracy. First wave of democracy started in 17th century to World War II. It it panned out till 17th century till World War II. Right? In this wave, USA become democratic. Europe became democratic. Right? These are original democracies. Right? These are original democracies, and these are mature democracies where institutions are robust, where democracy is quite mature, and democracy is well functioning democracy. Right? Then then happened first reverse wave. Right? First wave from 17th century to World War II, and first reverse wave happened after World War One, whereby democratic countries like Germany, Italy, Portugal became fascist, right? So this was first reverse wave. Then came second wave of democracy. Second wave happened post World War Two. Post World War Two, a lot of new nations became independent, right? Independence of India, Pakistan, China, Myanmar, Burma as it was called then, right? A lot of states started getting independence, right? And democracy returned to previously fascist states of Germany, Italy, and Spain, Portugal, Argentina. These all became democratic again. Then came second reverse wave, right? Second reverse wave. Second reverse wave. What is second reverse wave? In second reverse wave, you will find collapse of democracies in 1960s to 1980s, right? Where you will find Pakistan became a dictatorship. Yahya Khan came, Ziaul Haq came, Pervez Musharraf also came. All these people were dictators. Then you will find emergency being emergency being imposed in India, right? So collapse of democracy started as second reverse wave began, right? Then third wave happened. Third wave. Third wave happened after collapse of Soviet Union and end of Cold War, right? Eastern European countries like Ukraine and places like Georgia and places like mm, more places, Eastern European, Poland, Hungary, they were already democratic. Places like Ukraine become democratic. So in third wave, democracy became globally accepted. Eastern European countries become democratic in third wave, right? And the fourth wave is there. It is not given by Samuel P. Huntington. He wrote the book in 1991 and did not add it to it. But the fourth wave is not of Huntington, but it talks about fourth wave is about democracy in Arab countries. It talks about Arab Spring, Arab Spring of 2011, 2010 to 2012, where you find Tunisia, you find Libya, you find Egypt, right? You find all these places, Iraq, you find all these places becoming democratic, right? Today, how democracy is working out? Today, democracy is in decline, right? You see rise of right, you see military coups of Myanmar, you see military coup of Pakistan, like constitution military coup, whereby General Asim Munir has got all the power and civil government is powerless, right? So you see decline of democracy right now. You see Trump, you see Trump speaking language of protectionism. You see you see places like China are getting more relevant, right? You see a lot of strong men coming to power. So democracy is in decline. This decline of democracy has been explained by Larry Diamond as the phase of democratic depression. All these phrases like democratic depression will be helpful in writing answers. Like democratic depression, you if you write, there is this impression that you are a well-read person. Then democratic index of EIU of E- Economic Intelligence Unit has observed that democracy is backsliding. Democracy is backsliding, right? All these things are there. Democracy is backsliding. Then you will find things like global financial crisis. You find COVID. You find rise of China. All these things has led to decline of democracy, right? We are going to see clash of civilization. We are going to not clash of civilization. We are going to see waves of democracy again in in theory of democracy and democracy in IR, right? I will explain the same concept there as well, but our point of view will change every time, right? So this was Huntington's concept of waves of democracy. I hope you understood this. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.